I just kept on kind of being open about mental health. I went into medication. That really helped. I got to enjoy my first holiday. That was in Mexico. I could actually go out and eat breakfast without having a beer. I'm not an alcoholic. I've never claimed to being an alcoholic, but alcohol is how I curbed social anxiety and was allowed me to get rid of those nerves. So if I was on holiday, what a perfect excuse to have one at breakfast time. Not only did it make me feel good, but it also took away my anxiety. I went, and this isn't a healthy way to live, by the way. This is what we're getting. Fortunately, people with depression, people with anxiety, you will want to keep on doing things that generally makes you feel good. And unfortunately, alcohol did. And gambling did as well, unfortunately. Two massive plagues in my life. And, ultimately, I do blame my mental. I'm not saying my mental health was responsible for them. I'm always responsible. I always have to remember that to a degree, obviously, when we speak about mental health conditions, but generally, anxiety and depression, I'm still responsible for my decision making process, and my decision making process back then was coherently flawed. A lot of bad decisions, and that led to more depression. And it was, I just started drinking all the time after that, just to get rid of like the anxiety was just becoming too overbearing. That anytime there was a social event, I had to figure out where I was getting a drink before I could speak to anybody, because I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And like I said, I never craved alcohol unless I needed that literal Dutch courage. It got to a stage I started smoking a lot of cannabis again. Was drinking just about every night at this time because depression. Lockdown just ruined me. Sorry, when we came back out of lockdown, I was ruined because my social anxiety had never been confronted in years, and then all of a sudden we were expected to go back to normal, and I really struggled with that. And I just used alcohol all the time when I was not at work. Just have a couple of drinks here and there, have a couple, just take the edge off of that nerves. And 2000 and what are we on? 2025? So 2022, 2023, sorry, 2023. My body just started saying no, and it was weird. I'd had a weird sort of kind of breakdown in January of that year. I'd gotten to the stage that if I went out for a meal, I would throw that meal back up probably within half an hour of eating it, just from nerves, just from being out, just hated it. And that happened that night, and I just couldn't stop shaking, like shivering, not shaking, convulsing, just shivering. And I was off work for a week because it went away, actually. That feeling went away, and then it came back on the Monday at work, and I literally had to like run home in my car. It's just an absolute mess. And I had phoned up the doctors. They were saying you ate something bad. I was like, no, look, this is my mental health. Like, I'm continually making myself sick because of this nervous feeling that I've got in my stomach. Like, I keep on thinking I need to be sick, and by being sick, I'm going to get rid of this feeling, but it just never got rid of it. And my mind was just in that much of a negative feedback loop that that's just what I was doing. As soon as I started feeling sick, started feeling nervous, I'd go try and be sick. And that
Seems like
lasted
another
about.
realization. It seems like
It was horrible. Yeah. It was horrible, Paul. Like, yeah, completely realization. It was horrible.